Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D. Better Off Reading Every Day. Today's book is Problems with Pete the Pencil and Eddie the Eraser. This book is written and illustrated by third grade students of Kingsland Elementary School in Spring Valley, Minnesota. Bradley was waiting for his mom to come home from work. He was in the third grade and was old enough to stay home after school. At 5:30, his mom pulled into the driveway. His mom was supposed to buy him a new pack of pencils for school. He ran outside and said, "Hi, Mom. Got my pencils?" "Yes, they are in this bag." She gave the pencils to Bradley. He was so excited. He ran with them in his hands and kissed them. Mwah. He took out one of the pencils and put it in his backpack. The next day, when he got to school, he took it out and sharpened it. The bell rang for class to begin. He sat down and waited for math class to start. He couldn't wait to use his new pencil. The teacher gave them multiplication problems to work on. He began to multiply using his new pencil. It worked great. Bradley needed to blow his nose, so he set his pencil down and went up to the teacher's desk to get a tissue. While he was gone, something weird happened. The pencil and eraser began to talk to each other. Eddie the eraser said, "I bet he's gonna use me next." Pete the pencil replied, "I never make mistakes, so he will never need you." They began to fight back and forth and lost their balance. They spun out of control and scribbled all over Bradley's paper. They fell onto the floor and rolled under his friend's desk. Bradley came back and couldn't find his pencil. He looked around and spotted it under his friend's desk. He asked him, "Why do you have my pencil? And why did you scribble on my paper?" "What? I don't know what you are talking about." "Yeah, right," Bradley said. Bradley used the pencil for the rest of the day, and it worked well. The bell rang for school to be done, and Bradley put his homework in his pencil in his bag. The pencil and eraser began to argue again. Pete the pencil said, "I was right. He used me more today." Eddie the eraser replied, "He used me more because you make so many mistakes." Eddie became angry and started to erase the answers Pete had written on Bradley's homework. Pete yelled, "Stop!" They tried to chase each other, but only flip-flopped back and forth and tore a hole in Bradley's homework. Bradley got to school the next day. He opened up his bag and found his homework with no answers and torn up into pieces. His teacher asked for the homework and Bradley turned his in. Oh no. Later on that day, his teacher asked Bradley to come up to her desk. The teacher, Miss Kingsland, said, "What is this disgraceful work?" She then told him, "You better shape up, mister, or I will call your parents." Day after day, this kept happening. Report card day came. Bradley looked at his report card and saw F's for everything except gym, music, and computer. He screamed. He knew he was going to be in trouble with his parents. Ah! Bradley put the report card in his bag along with his pencil. Pete and Eddie saw the report card and felt bad for what they had done. Pete said, "You did this." Eddie said, "I wasn't the only one." "What are we going to do?" said Pete. "You're the pencil. Just change all the F's to A's by adding a line," replied Eddie. Pete changed the grades. They thought they would fool Bradley's parents. Bradley got home from school. He was scared for when his parents came home from work. His parents knew it was report card day and asked for it. He gave it to them. His mom thought he would get all A's. She fainted when she saw the report card. His dad said, "How dare you get such bad grades and try to trick us? We can tell you changed the grades from F's to A's." "What?" said Bradley. "I didn't change them. Now you are lying to us? Get upstairs and do your homework. You are grounded. No video games or cheesy puffs." Bradley went up to his room. He sat at his desk and said, "Why can't I get good grades? I put down the right answers and I try my hardest, but something weird keeps happening to my papers." He picked up his pencil and said, "I give up." He bent his pencil and almost broke it. Just then, Bradley's mom called him for supper. He set the pencil down and went downstairs. "That was a close one," Pete said. "We almost got broken apart because we couldn't get along, and look what we have done to poor Bradley." Eddie said, "I'm sorry I teased you about Bradley using me more. He used both of us every day." Pete said, "I'm sorry too. Maybe things would be better if we worked together. We will let Bradley do his own work. When he makes a mistake, he can use me to erase it, and then he can use you to write the correct answer," said Eddie. "Sounds like a great plan," Pete replied. Bradley came up from supper and started to work on his homework again. He used Pete to write in the answers and Eddie to erase the mistakes. He worked on it until it was finished and done right. He kept up the good work and got A's on his next report card. Pete and Eddie were so proud of Bradley. Pete and Eddie also learned something. It is better to get along with others than fight. They learned how to work together. The end, boys and girls, and these are the authors. The third grade class of Kingsland Elementary School in Spring Valley, Minnesota. What a great book they all wrote together. The trouble, the problems with Pete and the pencil and Eddie and the eraser. This book was a goodie, and I totally enjoyed reading it to you guys. Boys and girls, I borrowed this fabulous pencil from my mom's stash of stuff that my brother made when he was little in home economics. She let me borrow it and I have to promptly return it. It is a very special part of growing up. So I wanted to share this book with you and share this pencil with you and let you know that it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. And I hope that you are, getting some writing done along with your reading. And I hope to see and talk to you guys soon. Bye.